And welcome back to yet another episode of Under the Shade Podcast, Season 1, Episode 2 of this show. I am here with my lovely co-hosts and Jed. We have Jed, who you met last episode.
Jed.
We have some new faces to the Under the Shade Podcast. We have Klex Bennett. How are you, sir?
Hey, how are you?
Fantastic, thanks. Then we have Jebeki.
Hi.
So, as you guys know, the point of this show is just to bring you under the umbrella of all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes and introducing you to the faces that you might not normally see, some you see or hear way too much, and then let you know what we're doing and what the cool things that we do here under the shade are. So, Jed, since the last episode, it's been a hot minute since we recorded. What have you been up to?
13 Palm Trees related?
Just in general, because I know you haven't been up to anything 13 Palm Trees related.
No, we recorded the first episode of a new D&D show that I know we talked about that in Under the Shade. I don't know if we had a name for it at that time. Did we?
No, it was called something. There was like a pseudo name, but you guys changed it.
Yeah, so D&D kind of Tales of Ysera is going to be the new show, and we had some last minute casting changes, but we got the first episode recorded. We're actually probably recording the second episode tomorrow, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.
You're welcome. 6 o'clock. We'll be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is someone here helping you guys out?
I don't know. We'll see.
Because I am definitely not going to be in town at 6 o'clock. So. But no, that's cool.
Yeah. So been doing that.
I still don't want to give too much away on that because I would like it to develop a little more first.
Yeah, I'm not
as
going to
far
say
as
anything
details.
else other than that. No.
But
Sorry.
new content coming soon.
Sorry, y'all.
So make a social media post about it.
You should be quiet.
Post all the details. But just, yeah, man, I don't know. Christmas happened. Pipes burst in my house. That was cool.
Joys of home ownership.
Yeah, just being an adult, I guess. If you want to call it that.
Yeah, that's not fun. No one wants to talk about that.
Ooh. Yeah.
But yeah, so on the D&D kind of topic, I wanted to bring this up. We talked to Josh, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he gave us, if anyone out there knows Josh, you'll go, yeah, that sounds right. He gave us the exact same answer he gave us about 3 months ago, that he has PTO and he's looking for a time to come in. Which, that once that happens, we can keep recording D&D. But you never know. Maybe I'll get frisky and just kill him off screen and just move on without him. So
Just turn him into an NPC.
a balloon. We'll turn him into a balloon and we'll just carry him around with us. It's happened before.
Just send him to the Astral Toyota.
Okay, you made that joke on the last show too, but for just a little bit of context, anyone that listens to D&D kinda, there's this sweet innocent bartender who's become a little bit more involved in the actual campaign, but that Daniel has now twice banished to another plane of existence for absolutely no reason.
Just because it mildly inconvenienced us in the moment.
And not only did this guy just get sent there, he came back and then it was like pure existential dread for him whenever he finally came back, and he was just like, So there was a meme that went around with that. The guy slaps the car, and he's, what I'm talking about. And it was like this. It was just of a portal, and it was like this bad boy can fit so many innocent bartenders. I think there's a shirt on the website.
We made some kind of merch. I don't know if we made a shirt.
I don't know if I published it though, because it didn't look very good. But
that makes sense.
Anyway,
did you make it?
Yeah, I'm not good at that stuff.
Yeah, that makes
that's
sense.
why I have Daniel. So, and him and her.
Wait a minute.
But I don't trust him yet. I don't know her well enough. So
You never even asked.
I know. It's because I don't trust you enough. But yeah, so introducing some of the other members here that are kind of under the shade here. We have first, I'll start with the lady, because we got the first lady
anyway,
out of here. Well, see, you insulted him, I insulted him. It's a big old family. Everyone fits in great here. We'll start with the real lady. So Alex, sorry, I had to get it in too. Jabeki. So for those of you who don't know, Jabeki, what do you do here?
Well, my name is Rebecca,
That's fake news.
just so everybody knows.
Fake news.
I run the 13 Palm Trees social media.
Mm. If you haven't noticed, there's been a lot more posts lately. We pretty much went radio silent for like a year and a half, and then all of a sudden, literally every day, there's
It's
new
me.
content. So we brought Rebecca on board. She's actually the first quote unquote employee. I don't want to say that word because that makes it sound like we're kind of like forcing her to do things for money. But
She's the first
That's-
indentured servant.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
That
she's
we've
the only
had.
one of us that makes money, which is kind of cool. So we
Wow.
can actually afford
so
to
special.
to give you compensation for the product that we put out there. So it is nice. I have noticed like an influx of like just not, I wouldn't say followers, but just like the current audience we have is much more in tune with the shows that we're producing and what's actually going on. So just with new merch, website, Daniel's YouTube, all that stuff that's out there that's currently active. There's a lot of stuff still getting spun up that we'll see on there from time to time, and you'll start seeing soon. But right now, that's just kind of how everything sits. But Jabeki, is it okay if I call you that? Or you
That's
prefer
that's
Rebecca?
totally
Okay.
fine.
All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you want to. If
Oh
you don't
my
want to,
God,
it's fine.
I am old.
Same.
And I like to do hobbies and then promptly quit them.
Checks out.
Welcome to your 30s.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yep.
Recently, I
Are you
took
just
up wood
copying my
burning.
homework? Is that what's going on here?
Recently, I took up wood burning with a really old wood burner.
Can we just call that a
had.
fire?
That's next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arson. She's into
Yes,
arson.
you can't say that on. You gotta keep that down low. Yeah. So I work for a local coffee company. That's my like day job. Do accounting things. I miss making
That's-
coffee.
I was gonna say. I was wondering if that. No, I wasn't gonna bring it up here, but I was wondering how
Yeah.
that change was for you overall. So,
Well, I get to be alone every day, which is good.
are you really alone though? Because you have a cool doggo there with you every
I
single day.
do. Yeah.
Jed's like, doggo, what?
Yeah.
No, I got a question about the coffee thing. So I'm
Yeah.
a bit of a coffee snob myself.
All right.
And we have like a lot of great coffee shop options in this area.
Yeah.
But one thing I've been noticing lately is my favorite way to have coffee is by making espresso.
Mhm.
And everywhere that I go, all the espresso on the shelf,
Is
by the
light
time I
roast?
buy it, it's already like 14 days old.
It's for a reason. It has to like the gases and stuff. I don't know. I'm not the hipster one that knows all of this stuff, but
Because
there
I'm
is a reason.
trying to land that fresh roast. Like I'm trying to get it fresh off the roaster. And
I mean,
Jed just wants to eat beans.
You
right
better
out of the
just
ground.
just start your own coffee shop and start growing your own beans.
so
and
listen,
roast 'em.
I did kind of like do a little bit of research on roasting your own beans. I don't think I can pull that off. I don't have the hair for that. Like I just don't. I don't wear skinny jeans.
yeah,
Like there's
yeah.
a lot of
But
qualities
you wear
that
Crocs.
I don't have.
That equates to skinny jeans.
I have Crocs on right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Boom. Start
You have
roasting
Croc
beans.
nuts?
I don't see what the problem
I
is.
don't have any Croc nuts. No.
What a shame.
I had
No, I
for the
respect
longest time
that.
I had the Croc decorations, but I've had this pair of Crocs for like 5 years,
God, I love
and
Crocs.
I lost them a long time ago. I'm gonna have to get a new pair because I was actually looking at them the other day. I'm so bad about taking us off topic, but I'm gonna have to get a new pair because I was looking at them the other day, and the balls of my feet have almost worn a hole completely through my Crocs. That's how
Yeah.
much I wear them.
Do you have like the Croc decorations, like the Croc pins that go in like the holes?
That's
and
what I was
stuff?
just saying. I
have
did,
some in
That's
my
but
car
I
if
Croc
you
lost
want
Farms,
some.
Michael.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
They're
I don't
Croc
know
They're-
Croc
Farm.
No,
terminology.
they're actually
They're
called
DLC
gibbets.
yeah, they're
content.
called gibbets.
You're wrong. They're
That's
gibbets.
that's the official name is
Oh.
gibbets.
But yeah, I have some in my car
I'll
if
be
you
damned
want
if I'm
some.
buying a
Fuck yeah.
gibbet.
Come to my car, get my giblets.
No,
No one likes
no.
Oh, sorry, gibbets. I added an L for
Wait a
some
minute.
unknown.
I get it now, Jabeki. Makes sense.
She sells gibbets out of the back. out of
Jablicki.
her, out of her element.
Hate it.
She's really in her element out there.
Yeah.
I hate you. Just shut your face.
I have an element.
I
That's
know
my
that was the
car.
joke. That was the joke.
That's
It was a good
crazy.
joke.
So do we need to do the "Aw, Daniel" thing we had to do last time? Whenever he was like, "You don't know what a Raspberry Pi is," and I was like, "Oh God, Daniel! Oh God! Well, I know what it is. Stop! You're hurting yourself here, Daniel." Oh, that's funny. Listen, I drove an Element once, loved it.
Yes.
Elements
I
are sick.
I loved that car. Lydia
Elements
has one. That's the
Elements
one I drove.
are non-ironically really sweet cars, and
I-
so are Cubes.
Yeah.
I think is
The
what they're called.
Nissan Cube.
Nissan Cubes. Yeah, super practical.
I currently have a chair that I found by a dumpster in the back of my car. It's been in there for a week, but yeah.
That's
You
fine.
can
I give
just pick
Josiah
up
a
stuff
desk
and
like
put it in
7 months
there.
ago.
Yeah, you just pick it up.
There was
and
literally
put it in
still someone sleeping on it.
You know, you
Yeah.
can just do things just cause
there. Yeah. I just mean you can haul a bunch of stuff. That's all.
out of a dumpster. if
It
you wanted
wasn't
to.
in the dumpster. It was
How many
inside
raccoons
the
were
dumpster.
just
in
a
there?
free dump
Yeah,
day.
you're like
Oh.
a raccoon with a driver's license.
Actually, yes.
I was gonna
That
say.
is actually really accurate.
Just from following her on Twitter, I think that that's an accurate representation of her personality.
Yeah. Probably a trash panda.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a
Yes.
tattoo. That is a tattoo.
You
That
bet
a,
Jack
ra-
you
probably
the
already
trash
has.
a
panda.
raccoon driving a Honda Element.
I love it.
What? How many tattoos do you have now?
At least
I'm
7
just
that
kidding.
I
I
see
did-
right here.
I don't know.
I was gonna. The follow-up question was like, out of all of them, like, which one is your like the funniest to you? Because you have a lot of really good ones.
Oh man, I don't know. Probably maybe that one.
Oh, Jess's butt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Love it.
my ass tattoo. Maybe that or Okay, yeah, I'll just jump into story time here for a moment.
All right,
Love it.
let's do it.
Yep.
I was in the.
I
Navy.
have cartoon pizza and beer tattooed on my stomach. That one's kind of funny. I have on my shin, I have a raccoon and a possum getting drunk in a dumpster, and it says "Live fast, eat trash."
Love that.
That is literally you.
I have a Banksy tattoo that I got. It's a panda holding guns, and it was Banksy graffiti from back whenever Banksy was still cool. But I got it tattooed like right here. That way, if I move my chin in just the right way, the panda will shoot his guns.
Oh no.
I got an evil Care Bear tattooed on my foot because a girl told me that she wouldn't sleep with me if I did it. So I did it.
I respect that level of commitment, honestly. That's
the
incredible.
length you went through for that.
You could have just said no, but, here we are.
Yeah. That one was pretty dumb.
Wait, let me. Did she follow through? Did she live up to her promise?
No, she didn't.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Way to hold someone accountable.
All for nothing,
Right.
honestly.
No means no, obviously, but yes means yes. Okay, that sucks.
I used to have my ass used to be branded, but that has since healed.
Mm.
I got drunk in the parking lot at a Home Depot, and we used
No, please tell me more.
we used the propane torch in the bed of my truck, and I had we had been fishing all day on the
Oh my
beach,
goodness.
and I had a rod holder,
A rod.
a fishing rod holder
literally
Uh-huh, a
continues to
rod
thicken.
holder.
that had angle iron that you like stuck down into the beach, and so we just heated it up with I'm sorry, I didn't have a propane torch. We just had like 5 or 6 cigarette lighters, and we got it super hot, and we all took turns branding each other on the ass.
Was it of anything or just like, here, you just burned my ass?
No, it was just burning,
Just for
This
kicks and
sounds like
giggles?
an
Just like a
excuse for you
dot,
and your
a
friends to
square.
touch each other's
just
ass.
turning and burning, man.
That's the only thing I'm
Listen,
hearing
we
here.
were in the Navy, like all bets are off, man.
Yeah, dude, the Navy and the Home Depot parking lot. That sounds like the best Navy.
Yeah.
Good time.
America's finest.
Helping all those porch pirates.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, I've
Wow.
done some dumb stuff.
yeah, well, no one asked, but thank you for elaborating.
You asked about
I asked what your tattoo,
What is the worst tattoo?
and then you started telling stories about you touching butts with your friends in Home
Yeah.
Depot.
Branding
Heart
is kind of like
things.
extreme tattooing, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. It's almost like scarification, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could argue it hurts more. I don't know.
So
Until
we're
you're in a-
concluding that was your funniest tattoos when you got stuck. in your ass
Yeah, I think that's
in
probably
a
one
Home
of them.
Depot
Yeah.
parking lot.
in a Home Depot parking lot with a bunch of cigarette lighters.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, it's probably
Just,
one of them. Yeah.
I like it.
That's probably crazy for a lot of people, but like, I live in Fairmont. I've seen some shit, my guy.
Yeah.
True.
I will not tell you. Do you remember I'm not going to go into it, but do you remember the story that Zach Krim told us about the guy in the colostomy bag? Do you remember that?
What?
That's the
Pepperidge
vibe.
Farm. Pepperidge
That's
Farm
the vibe
remembers.
that I get from the stories that you tell me. I'm just letting you know. I'll tell you guys off camera. That one's a little too graphic.
Yeah, we'll do that. Not recording.
Anyway,
We'll put that on the Patreon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll put that story behind a
There's a-
double paywall.
Oh, that's like we said last week. You pay HBO Max, you pay for titties, you get titties. Speaking of butts and stuff,
It's
Flex Bennett.
I guess I'm butts and stuff.
Now you are.
Oh, okay, great. What's the question?
I was just saying hi.
Oh, hello.
Tell us a little bit
who
about
are you?
yourself.
Why are you even here?
You fucking
Oh,
idiot.
He doesn't
you
know.
know,
He forgot.
I actually just wandered in. They're like, dude, come on, we're doing this show. That's sick.
That's what it seems like.
Sometimes I take pictures here, do a lot of different types of photography.
What kind of pictures,
Oh.
He
Alex?
just wanders in, takes pictures, posts them on the internet, leaves.
I'm like, it
Hold
stinks
still.
so good in here.
Butts and stuff.
Butts and stuff.
I'm gonna take some pictures of you.
Relax. I just want to take a picture.
So you take pictures, huh?
Yeah. You know, I do the traditional portraits and stuff like that. But what I mostly enjoy is doing product shoots. I love doing horror shoots and everything, but I also love doing cosplay and stuff like that. I've done a bunch of different, the classic killers like Leatherface, Freddy Krueger, Mike Myers, all of
Hillary
them.
Clinton.
Hillary Clinton, just getting the Clintons in there.
Hey, someone had to throw him in at the Game Awards. Why not throw him in here?
Oh no,
You guys didn't hear about that?
no, yeah. The
Oh,
whole
no.
that kid just
You
randomly
didn't hear
got up
about
on
that, Jen?
stage and
Oh,
what did he
no.
say?
So
Was
at
it
the-
Bill or
It was
whatever?
Bill Clinton.
Where's the Elden Ring mod for Bill Clinton? That's all I'm
Literally-
saying.
Elden Ring won Game of the Year at the Game Awards. There's like 290,000 people watching this at the point in time they announced that, just on Steam, let alone every other avenue that it's streamed on. And Miyazaki gets up and accepts the award for Elden Ring and gives like a little speech. And there's someone like hovering in the background.
Who's Miyazaki?
He's the creative director for this Dark Souls series.
Okay.
But he created Elden Ring effectively. But anyway, they accepted the reward, and there's just like this person that clearly is out of place, just hovering on the stage with them. And as soon as Miyazaki like hands the microphone over, this kid like steps in and grabs the microphone, and he's like, "I'd also like to thank my rabbi, Bill Clinton." And it was just like super awkward. The camera quickly like cut away from him, and then like it was super weird. And everyone watching's like, "What just what just took
Oh my
place?"
God.
So he's just throwing in his Bill Clinton here. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so it was
YouTube
great.
that it was super weird.
It is.
Like,
It is weird. I don't know how he snuck up there and nobody noticed. Like, this guy's definitely on the development team. Have you
Yeah.
seen some of the creatures we created? He's in here.
He's got some dark thoughts down in there.
he was an invader, obviously.
Yeah. He came up with the mimic, so
Mm,
it's fine.
fair. So when you say product photography, do you mean like I'll take pictures of like this keyboard and sell it, or you
Peanut
like
butter.
what do you mean?
Yeah,
by
you know, just I slap peanut butter on everything. That's my whole spiel.
that? Lucky dog.
So my favorite thing, instead of taking necessarily a picture of somebody in the killer's outfit, one of my favorite ones I did was Freddy Krueger, where I put his sweater, his hat, and his like glove. And I put like a little leaf in there and a little bunch of different textures and concrete textures and took that picture. So kind of the embodiment or essence of the killer without them actually being there to give you more of the feeling of them, either the before or after. So like for Freddy's, it would be the before. It's a nice clean glove. Everything's nice, neat, and organized. But then Leatherface, there's bones and a bunch of stuff strewn about everywhere in a very chaotic fashion. And that also kind of represents him as a killer. So that's kind of what I try to go for when doing those.
I love those pictures.
Mhm.
I
Thanks,
have
thanks.
2 of them, I think. I have the the Crystal Lake.
Freddie
one.
and Jason,
Yeah, and then I have I'm not a Leatherface guy, so like that one doesn't really hit me.
I mean, that's fair.
But the video was great.
It's all that
Video was
moisturizer
really
you
good.
use.
You should
Fair.
plug that video because that shit was sick, and it was produced here in the studio.
It's
so.
true, yeah. If you want to learn how I shoot my product photography, go check out my YouTube page.
Which is
Clex Bennett.
no, we shot the video actually like almost literally right here in the spot.
Yeah, a lot of it I did at my grandparents'
Right.
farm because I wanted I know we don't live in Texas, but we had this old metal shed, and if you go watch the video, it goes
His
a little more into
grandparents
depth.
kill people all the time,
Mm.
so it was like just
It's
You need
true.
to watch the
Yeah,
video because it was
that's,
really that was like the
Yeah,
the
there's
bit.
there's a little Easter egg at the very end there with my grandparents and my grandma. You know, she's 82, bless her heart. She had no idea I was even recording. I was like, Grandma, why did you kill all these people here at Benhaven Farm? She's like, oh, could entertain my grandson. It's the
said,
funniest.
So
"Fuck them
good.
kids."
It's the funniest thing. So if you want, just fast forward the whole photo tutorial part. Just go right to that one there at the end.
or don't because it was a
or-
great video.
Okay.
I didn't mean don't fast forward. Just watch the whole thing.
I'm
It was
just
really
saying
good.
if you don't care about photography or anything.
and you get to
Yeah.
hear him play some like doom 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 doom.
I do play
What's
a little
that called?
bit.
A guitar. There we go.
That it is a guitar.
really
It is an
dumb.
instrument if you've ever heard of those things.
I'm not familiar.
Okay. So yeah, I mostly do pictures. I love horror stuff, so I try to delve into that a lot. I like doing cosplay, so that's kind of what my whole channel is about. And but pictures and videos, that's kind of my primary focus here. And then I help out around the studio with lighting and video, and yeah, hence the
Praise the
big, the
I
huge
looked at it.
Solaire light. You got to stare into it.
The light is literally off in here, and then other than his like giant.
It's
bulbous
a
sun.
beautiful aperture light, which is primarily used for video, but I double it up and use it for picture as well, and use a flash as well, and that really helps out. It's bright. It's bright as sin. So as you can see,
We
Sin is
recently.
Bright? I thought it was
Sin bright.
dark.
Yeah.
I don't.
when's the
The
last time you've
sun?
seen a sin?
I've seen plenty.
Right before I got here.
They walked into it.
Let me rewind the video like 19 seconds.
That is true. I guess Jed would know. It's bright as the sun.
We did. Speaking of Solaire, we used that light and the studio, and we did a Solaire cosplay.
Yes,
was-
Those
that was
pictures
a,
turned out really
they
good. I
really
like
did.
those.
that was a lot of fun. I would like to at some point, hopefully, get a video and like more product shoot of that. Would be sick.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I know. That's future plans. As far as my future plans go, my next killer that we'll be doing is Ghostface. And I don't want to give too much away, but I got a huge project plan for another video regarding Dark Souls. So
Oh my
pretty
God.
excited for that. So that's going to be a
Are you
while. I'm
okay?
gonna leave you in suspense here. Michael knows about it, so I don't know what he's doing. Over
I think I
there.
just heard about it earlier. So
It's true. It was
very cool.
10 minutes ago,
Very cool.
tops.
Got some cool collabs in the work. So that's pretty dope.
Exciting.
But yeah, there's also like on your YouTube, one of these like I heard rumors of some Mortal Kombat videos dropping eventually. When are those coming?
It's true. Actually, I thought about starting to release a couple here soon, within this month.
I heard that like
So-
last month too. So
It's
I was
true.
just curious.
You know,
when-
I keep
when
if you
gonna-
keep saying next month, it's technically not wrong.
That's
if it's
true.
just next month, you know.
What
fair.
are the videos?
Oh, I do. So I started this years ago doing Mortal Kombat tutorials on classic games. Like, for instance, Mortal Kombat 1. I went on YouTube when I was younger, and there were no where do you stand or what button input. You could go online, look at a Wikipedia and everything, but it didn't quite have everything you needed to do. And if you've ever played any of the old ones, you have like 0.5 seconds to put in the correct input to pull off the fatality. Or a not so common known fact, if you're going to do a friendship or babality or animality, you can't block on the winning round, or some of them you're not allowed to kick on the winning round, depending on the game. So there's a lot of obnoxious stuff there.
Jed's like animality, like
Babality?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
Is that where you
it's,
like in a Beyblade fight after you win?
Yeah, dude, rip it. No. They introduced it in Mortal Kombat 2 because they thought the just a fatality was boring, even though they're literally the reason the ESRB was created, you know, ripping out people's clavicles and everything. But you could turn your opponent into a baby, like a baby reptile is a funny one. So when I release these videos, you'll definitely have to go watch one. They're only like 3 minutes long explaining it. I've been working with Daniel to make some, but we turn Reptile into a little baby, and it says Babality, and then Daniel edited in this little lizard crawling across the screen. So it's I don't know. I thought it was funny.
They're good.
So wait.
Like, you're-
This was actually in the game?
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are real. I'm not making these up. So Babality is where you turn your opponent into the baby version of themselves. And then it comes up with like little baby blocks. And it's like Babality, the Mortal Kombat announcer. And then Animality, they turn into their respective animal, except
Uh-huh.
Scorpion. They turn him into a penguin and he lays an egg and then you blow up. Yet missed opportunity. They could have turned him into a scorpion, but no, penguin.
that's what everyone was expecting. Why
It's
would they
true.
do that?
Got to keep them guessing.
And they
Yeah.
also have friendship. Probably one of my favorite friendships in the older games anyway. Sub-Zero turns himself into a snowman and he's like, friendship, instead of killing you.
I hate that. That's dumb. But I didn't even know that. I knew about the Babality, but not that.
Yeah, so and you can also perform mercies, which in the third one, you have to perform a mercy and able to, in order to do a Babality or Animality or whatever. So there's a lot to it. So anyway, there's
didn't
going to
know
be
any of that.
tutorials
I
coming.
didn't either.
My future plans include I've already completed the first one. I've started on the second one. I'd like to do Mortal Kombat 3 and then Mortal Kombat 4. So it's going to be quite an undertaking because they expand the roster tremendously. So
What always blew my mind about these videos when you started doing them was when you started working with Daniel to do them, and I'd seen them on your YouTube. These aren't just like videos like 30 or 40 views. These videos have like 100,000 plus views.
Do
don't
they
they?
really?
my
Like,
Mortal
they're-
Kombat
they're
1
very
has over
successful
100K.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that. That's cool.
So there's obviously a market for it. So
Yeah, no, I mean, I always loved Mortal Kombat growing up, and what I searched for on YouTube, I couldn't find. I was like, well, I'll just make it. Like, I'm gonna learn how to do these, and I'll make them, and then people watched it. So here we are.
yeah, there's also like the Stormtrooper one always makes me laugh too. Just how like
I spent $1,300 on a Stormtrooper outfit, and then I made a video of it. So,
but it has a lot of
Did it
views
pop
too.
off, though?
Like
So funny enough, whenever the last Star Wars came out, everybody was Googling or YouTubing Stormtrooper armor because I want
Naturally.
one, right? And then immediately it went from like 5,000 to like 40,000 overnight.
That's
Well,
awesome.
so who I bought the armor from, Jedi Robe America, not sponsored. I sent them the video after I made it, and they were like, "Wow, we love your video," and they gave me a $100 gift card for their site. So I basically got a free pair of Jedi
Sick.
boots. Yeah, I mean, I was like, "That's sick."
you
So
only had to pay $1,300.
it's true, and I got $100 for free. Honestly, it's
what a value.
that's what I'm saying. It's a fair bargain.
How are they even in business still?
I don't know. It's incredible.
well, they made $1,200. So that's how they're still in business.
I spend my money wisely. I don't know what you want from me. And now I have it set on a mannequin in my bedroom, and his name's
Your
John.
money?
Yeah, all my money.
so
in
it's
the-
just on a mannequin.
I have it
like, taped
stuffed
to
into
it.
the armor. All of my extra money that I have.
So just a visual representation of where your money goes.
Yeah, it
Yes.
is. It is. I think he watches over me at night.
Uh-huh. Is that
Make
what
sure
he
I'm-
does at
Make
night?
sure I'm not up to anything bad.
I would love to make fun of him for all the completely useless stuff he has in his house, but I don't feel like
Michael
that's fair.
has
I was gonna
way
say
more
that's,
things
Wait
that's
a
than I do.
completely
minute.
unfair coming from me.
All this
I
makes
got
me think
kids.
of
Those
is
are completely
the
useless.
How I Met Your Mother episode where Barney hides
Oh,
in
and
the Stormtrooper, and then
armor.
he wants to hook up with Robin while he's wearing the armor, and she's like, "No, okay, fine, get in here."
You can't move in that armor. It's
Do
legit
you
armor.
need to?
Well, it depends on your partner, I guess.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
was
if,
gonna say I'm gonna give a shout out now to Jess. I'm sorry for all you've been through, all the things you have to deal with. Do I even need to move?
I
Well,
mean,
I
you
feel like
should.
if
You
want-
should. But
I feel like if you want to have sex in armor, and both parties agree, but you can't move in the armor.
There's
I don't
got to be an
have-
understanding
yeah, there needs
Here's
to
the whole
be
problem.
like an agreement.
here's the whole problem trying to have sex in armor. I don't have a Havel's ring, so I do nothing but fat roll.
No one wants a
what in
fat
the
roller.
fuck does that mean?
I don't know either.
What are you
For
saying?
all you Dark Souls nerds. So in Dark Souls, you can get over encumbered pretty easily, or like your max load limit. And
Max load.
if you equip Havel's ring, it reduces like
It
your
gives you a smaller
encumbrance.
load.
Right. So yeah, you have a smaller load to bear. So it's a lot more
I
manageable.
had a surgery for that actually.
You could have just got the ring. It's
I
probably,
should have just
probably
got
a
the
lot
ring.
cheaper.
No, that's just a hollow load. That's what that is.
Comes out and it just floats.
Like a snow
I
globe.
hate that. Like we're in outer space or something. This is awful.
It's like fart,
Rebecca, what's your input
like
on
fart
this?
in a pool.
I have no input. None. None at all.
Hopefully it doesn't hit the ceiling and explode. Like it's terrible. Oh, that was awful. Well,
What were we even talking about?
Yeah, so anyway, my channel's great.
Oh,
Go check it out. There's none of that on there. Oh,
well,
jeez.
this is why when we say Jed is not involved in anything that we do, that we like to joke that it's because he's lazy, but it's because of when we let him involved, that's the kind of shit that goes down. He's like,
Yeah.
guys, wouldn't it be dope if we had this bubble of semen? And then we're just like, stop talking.
Yeah, it'd be a lot cooler if you didn't. He's been hanging out with Ron too much, I think.
No one wants that. Dude, Ryan called me.
No.
Did he? So whenever we released the Under the
Turner-
Shade,
Turner
Yeah.
or Wolfong? Turner.
Yeah, Turner.
Yeah.
we released Under the Shade episode 1 on early release for Patreon, and Ryan Turner was subbed to the Patreon already, but he wasn't on a tier because he was from when before we repurposed it, so he didn't get access. So he resubbed under the same dollar amount, and then and then I get a Snapchat. He goes, you know what? I was really excited about the new episode of Under the Shade, and I turn it on. He's like, within 36 seconds, you guys are making fun of me for not getting laid. He was like, he's like, fuck you guys. So,
I don't think I made fun of you, Ryan.
no, it was Daniel. Daniel
Yeah.
was the you laughed harder than anyone else, so you're.
Yeah,
That is,
I
you
would.
are an accomplice.
I would. Like, there's no, it's not, no
You just
reason
didn't
I
happen
didn't.
to in that particular
Yeah,
episode.
I
That's
just,
fair.
I didn't feel like I needed
Well,
to.
the thing
That's-
is, though, Ryan likes it. He likes to be made fun of, I'm pretty sure. He told me that once.
One time.
Yeah.
That's like
I
his
coulda
kink,
swore-
Is that what you're telling me?
We were playing League of Legends once, and he was just like, hey,
As
man,
you do.
I
Unfortunately.
love when you guys do that to me.
Okay.
And that was it. That was in the conversation. I was
That
like,
was
that's
it.
weird. That's weird you come to me with that. But
weird that somebody that likes playing League of Legends wants to be abused.
it's true. If you like League, you probably hate yourself.
It's,
That's my favorite thing about people who play League is I can talk all the shit on it they want.
They're
I
like,
want
yes,
to, and
absolutely.
they're
Oh, yeah,
this
well,
game's
I'll agree with
absolute
you, 100%,
trash, and
yeah.
I'm never gonna stop playing.
It's true.
It is like the digitalized form of heroin.
Dude, the game's so addicting. I hate it. Like trying to play new games is a struggle for me. I'll branch out. I'm playing Back for Blood right now. They've done a huge update. It's like it's a great game,
Is it
and I'm
good?
like,
No.
yeah, I enjoy it. I
Okay.
thoroughly enjoy
I
it.
tried
now.
it after him and Casey told me to, and it still sucks.
Did you play with
But that's
people
fine.
or by yourself?
Does it matter? The
No,
game
yes,
should be
it
good.
absolutely
It's kind of like
matters.
Borderlands, where if you play by yourself, it's
It's
boring.
not fun.
Borderlands
But you-
sucks anyway. Anyway,
Whoa,
you play it.
Oh my
whoa.
Borderlands trash.
I've
I'm
never
saying.
played Borderlands.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
have,
I'm
I
talking
have
about.
zero opinion. Never played. No idea.
Oh my god.
Back for Blood, though, good.
It's like a poor man's Halo. They couldn't even get the graphics right.
No, that's the art style you eat.
I know. I was just trying to trigger you.
It's true.
It
I'm
worked.
triggered.
It worked.
It worked.
You can't say anything. You like the
Take
art
the
style.
page.
You like the art style of League of Legends, like
I
Arcane.
love Cell Shade.
Well, Arcane definitely had. It's
Oh,
like, I know that's not Borderlands-esque, but it has like a. It reminds me. of it.
Arcade is in a league of its, or Arcane is in a league of its own.
Would you
So
say
good.
it's in a League of Legends?
I hate it here.
Listen, you get.
I
beat
thought
up
that
all-
was coming for sure.
You get beat up.
Thought
You-
about it, but I'm
listen,
still thirsty.
People who hate themselves play League, but people who hate themselves also play Dark Souls because that game just
Also,
does
that
nothing
is
Yeah,
but
true.
punish
totally
you.
true.
True.
So you really
100%
you
true.
No,
can't
people
say anything.
who don't actually play Dark Souls think that about people who play Dark Souls.
I've seen you play Dark Souls.
But I hated myself
I've-
pre-Dark Souls. That doesn't count.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
It's
I
a
just want you,
prerequisite
I
to
want you
playing
to
the
imagine,
game.
right? I want you to imagine. So I see people that get mad playing Dark Souls, but never like watching people that play League. Imagine while you're playing Dark Souls, right? You're in some super hard boss fight and you die, and it's like the 18th time that you've died, and then some 11-year-old kid calls you a racial slur, all while that's happening.
Yeah, but that stems from Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, to be fair.
I have
Yeah,
kids.
so it's
That
very
happens to me every
nostalgic.
day.
It's nostalgic. Wait a minute.
Nostalgic.
I get it now.
Welcome to the party, Jed. But yeah, that's check out Lex Bennett on YouTube.
No League of Legends content, don't worry.
Thank
Thank
God.
God.
Maybe some coming?
No, nobody wants that.
No.
Maybe.
If you want that, leave a comment. See, there's never been a comment left before.
Oh.
So,
1,600 comments. I think he should add it.
Doubt.
That'd be crazy.
doubt. No one wants this.
Bet. We'll bet.
But yeah, so as far as like diversification of like skill sets that we have under the shade, I told you I wasn't going to say that, but I decided
He
I'm going
said
to do
it.
it anyway.
Oh, he said it.
You're
You've
gonna
done
have
it
to
a couple times.
you're gonna have to
so
deal with
You're a
it,
fucking
so-
liar.
That is
That's
true.
fine.
Can I tell you what I thought it meant?
Hey, tell me what you thought it meant.
I just thought it was like a lampshade.
I don't. What do you mean?
Whenever you came up with the name, you're like under the shade, and I was like,
Those are
I don't know what
palm-
that means.
Palm trees.
And then you had to explain that it was a palm tree. I'm stupid, is what it comes
You're
down
doing
to.
great.
But I was just like, I love lamp.
That was half sincere.
Easy
pat on the
brick.
back.
I do love lamps, though. Like,
Now,
What does
Japan-
that
I
have
don't
to do
get
with
this name,
podcasts?
but lamps are pretty
whatever.
great.
There's literally a tree on the cover that I sent you.
Yeah, but you
Well,
keep
yeah,
no.
but that I didn't have the cover whenever you first started talking about it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
win
yeah.
this round.
Yeah.
Well, he kept texting me and he's like, "Hey, do you want to be on UTS?" And I'm like, "I do
What?
not have a UTI. I don't know what you're talking about." And he's
Isn't
like,
that
"No,
pretzels?
UTS." And I'm like,
Okay, that conversation never happened.
"It did happen." I was like, "UTS," and I was like, "Wait, man, you mean under the shade?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, that's
There's too many
crazy.
I
You don't
call
understand every
Final Girl
acronym."
Podcast, TFGP.
I'm
I
not
call
making
Post Game
fun of your-
Content
the name,
PGC.
by
I
the
called
way.
D&D Kinda DDK.
I'm about
Like,
to FTP your DHCP, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
know if you can do that, dude.
If you use SSH, you're not telling that idiot.
Well, there's a lot of correct terminology and incorrect utilization. This is why you're help desk support and we're
I'm
actual.
gonna hit you with Ryan's term. I'm gonna reroute the Python.
I hate this.
It tilts
I
me.
hate this.
Mm.
That, yeah, it hurt me
Hate
too.
all of this.
Yeah. When I was rewatching the episode, that was like one of my favorite things was your face whenever I was like, "Sweet, I love security issues." Yeah, you literally went like back and started laughing. So, yes, thank you for the introduction. Check out his show on the YouTubes, and then Jabeki is really artful, but I don't know. Is there any way people can just buy the shit that you do, or at least look at it?
People want to buy my shit.
I bought your shit. I thought it was
That's
good.
true. I did as well.
You both have bought my shit.
That's what I
true.
mean. Like, how could other people find your shit to buy?
Is this like
At
that
the
e-girl
moment.
stuff where you
I don't think so.
Bathwater?
bottle bathwater?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
She
There is
actually,
money in that, I
she
hear,
bought-
though.
she actually,
Stonks.
she bottles bathtub farts. That's like her whole thing.
Oh, I remember that.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
that
a
was true.
combination. It's bathtub.
Jabeki's bathtub farts.
Right. It's little mason jars. I don't know. I don't know.
You say one thing one time, and it's
She
a
said
thing.
that. No, she said it.
You said you caught a
No,
you farted in a bathtub and
And she
trapped?
sold it.
No,
And someone
that
bought
is
it. That's the
not what-
craziest part of the story.
Alex sucked a fart of a girl's butt.
One time, and no one ever forgives you.
Ooh, that escalated quickly.
Happened
You
so
pay for this
fast, couldn't
content,
even
you
deny
get
it.
this content.
So why did you suck a fart out of somebody's ass?
That's just a rumor. It never actually happened.
So they say.
Allegedly.
Allegations.
I mean, I would.
You get a wide enough straw to get in there.
Yeah, who
It's gonna
cares,
happen.
man?
I hear you. Wasn't me.
It was him.
It was definitely him. It happened.
I
Ever
could
heard-
literally smell it on his breath still.
Oof.
Nah, that's
Was it your ass?
It was 20 minutes ago.
Allegedly.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
I said allegedly. Can you confirm or deny the activities that have taken place on this table? I mean, in this conversation.
Oh.
So, but yeah, so
There's nowhere to buy my stuff
yet.
yet.
What?
Maybe soon.
You have plans?
I always have plans.
If you recapped earlier in episode, she's like, I start a hobby and then I quit.
Yeah. I gotta sell some of it because I need money for the new hobby.
I sent her this meme the other day that was like something about folders on the desktops of like projects that you start and just never finish, and she's like, "What's a folder?"
I didn't realize that that's what that was referring to. I just thought that it was because I'm a disorganized person.
How do organize?
Yeah, I can't.
Bald.
Oh, Jed.
Buddy.
I'm
These
so
two
that listen,
clearly don't know.
that is like
us
that. I went bald. I started losing my hair when I was 22. Like
My hair's been
I
great
started
since I was
shaving
14. Yeah.
at 23. That is like the joke that bothers me the least of any joke that anyone could possibly make about me.
Okay, let's rewind a second. What's the joke that hurts your
I
feelings?
knew he was
the
going to ask that because I wanted to ask.
Me too.
Well, when you give
So
you
what
give
hurts
someone
you
a spectrum
deeply
and
to
you
your
only give
core?
one side
That
of
is
it.
true.
Like,
You
So,
gotta
like,
say
what
yours.
am I
that
bothered
we
by?
normally say. It,
Yeah,
it
tell
might
us
not
your
even
deepest
bother you a whole
insecurities.
bunch, but like, is there one thing
On
that we
camera.
normally say that you're like, "Ugh."
And in 4K.
Was it the Bubba joke? It was the Bubba joke.
No,
Oh, look,
For
he's
those
gonna
of you-
cry.
I don't know.
Did we
I
tell that
don't-
on the
I
last
don't-
podcast? I don't think we told.
I don't
that
think
story.
we've told that story. I don't think there's anything that anyone here says that really bothers me.
Now my dad. On the other hand-
Oof.
Yeah,
Still not
I
proud
hate
of
being
me.
called fat. Don't like
That's fair.
that.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah, I don't know. That's about it.
Now, whenever you say that, do you mean if I'm like, Jed, you fat ass, like, would that bother you?
No, there's another thing
Oof.
that, not that it bothers me, but it gets my giblets worked up.
Not as giblets.
Giblet.
How non PG do we want to be?
I mean, it's just a.
It's
it has
your
the explicit
world. We're
tag
just
on
living in it.
All right, so I recently found out, recently as in like just this past year, that it is hotly debated on whether or not you should use a lubricant to masturbate.
it. Okay,
Okay.
I do.
I've heard this
Yeah.
debate before.
And I've been told that that's gross. And I just don't understand why. And that just ruffles my fucking jimmies real hard.
This is like the video game debate. If someone wants to play a game that you don't like, leave them alone and let them play. If you want to play with yourself
Let 'em
with
play.
lubricant,
Oh.
let him play. Like, who cares? Like,
What you
why
do
does
in the
someone...
privacy of your neighbor's living room with his
Now,
VHS
wait,
player is up
does
to
it,
you.
does it bother you that people don't, or does it bother you that people care that you do? Is that what you're saying?
A little bit of both, right? Because like
You don't like a good old fashioned
Well,
dry
fuck.
rub?
I
Fuck us,
probably
right?
I probably would, but like, dude, that shit hurts. Like I got calluses on my hands. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking painful. Like,
Yeah, ribbed for your pleasure.
yeah, this shit it hurts. Like so I mean, I feel like, you know, my dudes out there, like you could be getting a lot more enjoyment out of your tugs, you know? Just get in there a little softer maybe.
Why don't you just buy a flashlight?
Listen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just get the one with the balls on it.
I don't know if I want to go in.
That's
into
one Ryan
this.
has.
I hate that. Did you buy it for
No,
him?
me and Casey were joking with him, and he's Casey's like, "I got you something really good for Christmas." I was like, "Yeah, it's the one with the balls on it." And he's just like, "I swear, if you guys get me that, I'm gonna be so mad." He's like, "I'm gonna use it, but I'm gonna be so mad."
I hate this so much.
He's like, "I could do
I'm
way
gonna
more
go
than
in my room
$90.
by myself and yell
This
at
is
this
the
thing.
worst."
Worst present I've ever had.
Well, that was I meant what we do to you, but I don't think I've ever.
I don't
made
think
fun
any of you have
that.
ever jerked me off, so
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. Allegedly.
no, I don't think I don't think anyone ever says anything really that bothers me too much, and mostly because like I don't know, I feel like you know when somebody's just teasing you, right? And it's like
Some people know.
Yes,
It-
that's
well,
a good point.
exactly
Rebecca
Yeah,
You
doesn't
could
know.
not survive, especially at our D&D sessions, if you have thin skin.
Yeah, like
You will-
I know that like us, you know, we all just pick on each other all the time,
Yeah,
but
you
that's
guys-
all it is. Like
You
it's-
guys should have heard the first night when we were in here doing D&D Sarah.
That's pretty
Oh
bad.
my god, dude. It didn't bother me, but I left there going, oof. Like there was some I had to actually manually throw that off of me. Like it was bad.
Oof.
You had to shower before you left.
But no, it's we like to we always make fun of each other, but like you said, it's just like kind of like an understanding, you
Yeah.
know. If there's ever like I've taken something too far with Jed before and Jed's just called me and be like, "No, I don't like that. Don't do that again." And I was like, "Fair enough. I own up to it and we're just going to move on from this." So, we can hold each other accountable, but still fuck Jed. Fat piece of shit.
Yeah, I can't believe you used lubricant. That's wacky. That's crazy. That's crazy.
We did kind of come to like a little bit of a discovery though, and from everyone that I've polled, it seems like there is listen, I've asked a lot of people this question, right?
Do
Obviously.
you just like start conversations with that?
I just come
So-
right in right off the bat.
Come.
Do you lube your dick up? I mean, puppy. But it does
Sorry,
seem
Daniel.
to be that there is some correlation between whether or not the man is circumcised.
Okay. Well, I don't know if anyone here's going to volunteer that information.
No,
Not
yeah.
because I want us to. I'm just like, why are we going down this road?
My name's Jedediah. Do you think I'm circumcised? Does that give it away? My middle name's Seth. So I'm missing some skin, you know?
4:30 in the morning, you're milking cows. Oh, that's funny. Well, I've always wondered, like, if there was
If my dick was circumcised?
No,
Yes, yeah.
no, that's not what I was gonna say. If there's anything at like the end of the day, like you come home from like a long recording session, and you're like, that motherfucker Michael, I'm gonna fuck, and Jess has to be like, just calm down, it's okay, and you're like, I don't have sex, I'm gonna go beat off with this.
No, I don't think anyone has ever said anything to me that bothered me out of this group of people.
Yeah, there's been some times that like Daniel will message me, but it's mainly things that people do in their habitual things because people are just fucking shitheads and they don't realize it. And there's
Brian Turner.
Yeah,
There's-
never picking
there's-
up after themselves.
There's things that people have done in the studio or like even before when it was at my just in the mannerisms, things like that just drive me fucking bananas. And
It's me, isn't it?
It's
It's just me being here. I knew it.
I just can't handle it. And I have to just eat it and go home because it's not their fault. They were raised that way. So-
Oh,
Oh,
but
you never learn that way though.
yeah.
that's true.
Oh, if it hits a certain threshold, I mean, you guys know me. I'm not
we
really-
know.
I
Pepperidge
don't really
Farm
hold
knows.
back. So
You're always wound up pretty tight, though.
I got a lot of shit going on,
Yeah.
so that's okay. Are you saying I let too many things bother me?
Yeah.
Listen, we could change that real quick. I hear you got some tactics that might help me relieve some stress.
Oh, my.
Fact.
Oh,
A bit
man.
of Jergens.
Well, since last, I'm gonna change the subject real abruptly.
It's okay. I'll bring it back.
Please
Don't
go
worry.
on, talk about anything else.
Since last we recorded, obviously we're working on Under the Shade stuff, but some of the other podcasts that we have been doing are like picking up some more steam, which is kind of nice. So we were going to record another episode of The Final Girl. We were going to have Ryan on Under the Shade, but I told him to hold off until Final Girl starts back up again. In case anyone out there is wondering, when you have a podcast and it goes for a year, 2 years, 3 years, it's really hard to keep the steam. It really is. Just like a lot of other things, I'm sure. Your YouTube, things like that. You just get into this funk to where it's like if you have time,
Marital relations.
yeah.
What are those?
If you have time to spend doing something, you try and hardest part, and this is really what it boils down to, is trying to continue to find motivation to keep making those things fun, as opposed to it feeling like, oh my gosh, I got to go to the studio and record and get an episode out all within a few days. So trying to like find a way to adjust that mindset to be more focused on, how can I continue to bring fun into this? And that's kind of why I wanted to do Under the Shade without a set agenda, just to sit down and talk, because the idea of just coming in and hanging out with friends and talk about the shit we're doing is fun to me. You guys might hate it, so I apologize. But
It's pretty
so
terrible.
when you ask questions, rightfully so, out there, people asking like, hey, when's the next episode of Final Girl come out? Hey, why did Post King Content miss the normal Monday release schedule? Why is D&D kind of taking 7 months to release a new episode?
7?
Well, I'm just saying that's the average at this point. It's not because we've given up on the show. It's because, one, there are some circumstances, but two, like, people just have lives. And if you're paying for this content, you aren't giving us the money. So I don't know what you're doing with that. But just know we have lives outside of this, and Jed doesn't. I do.
No, we don't.
Your biggest concern is when people talk to you about masturbating. You don't have a life outside of this.
Caught.
That's fair.
But no, I just wanted to. We have a lot of people questioning that. I get messages a lot asking, "Hey, when's this coming back out? When's this re-releasing? I really want to listen to this." I hear you. I want to listen to it too, but we got to give people the space they need to get revitalized and get back into it in their own space. Because if you push them, if we push them, if that's not what we're about, we want people to do content on the time that they have the time for it and is fun for them, or else it's going to be shit. And Jed can attest. There's been a couple times that it's been a while, but we had got together to record and we're just like, that vibes just aren't right. Like if we make content right now, it's just going to suck, and everyone can tell. So
See, that's why you got to use the strategy that I subscribe to, which is you just get friends that are really talented at stuff and then make them do all of the like business-y stuff. And then you just show up and talk about jerking off.
Or game night in the lobby.
Or game night in the lobby. Like, because
When
then
are
it's
you gonna
just
do that?
always fun. Like, I have yet to ever come into like the studio for any reason and be like, oh man, I'm just not feeling this. I hate it. But I also like don't really do anything. So
Now, for the most part, I still really like recording. It's not necessarily anything that like, because like I said, the D&D thing is like really outside. All of us are really excited to get, and I even know Josh is really excited to get back and record. But there are like in Ryan's situation with Final Girl, he's got some stuff going on. It's also a 45-minute drive for him to get to the studio. Like that's a long way to go to do one small thing and have to drive all the way back. He's probably going to be spending more time in the car than in front of the microphone. So we just got to account for that. And, maybe there'll be some mobile solutions we can come up with down the road. But it's hard because we strive to deliver a certain level of quality in all the content that we put out. But if we can't manage that here with sound panels and, whatever else we have all around us, then it's a little bit more difficult. So that's why we don't typically let that happen. So on a less serious topic, we had some like new people in the studio doing some stuff. I know that's not really ours to like discuss, but I wanted just to throw it out there that there are people in here doing projects. And like you mentioned, you're in here doing D&D possibly tomorrow. We got some other people in here working on YouTube projects. We're doing podcasts probably 2 or 3 nights a week here, even with what we're working on now. I'm working on stuff at home for projects that I'm involved in. So there's just a lot that's going on behind the scenes. I know fans of Video Game Mythos will be happy to hear that is very strongly in the works of returning very soon. I know I've said that like 4 times in the last year and a half.
Say it again.
But it's true. It's just a matter of actually recording. But yeah, so like let me know like what you guys want to see though, because if there's like content we can prioritize, then we'll want to do that. Because like take I'll just use Ryan as an example. This is just an example. This has not happened. But if he had 7-8 people message him and be like,
instead of Final Girl, would you subscribe? It's just I think that's what we're all here talking about. Really,
I'm into it. Is it only feet though?
Ryan, turn on.
Oh.
there's feet and more at Turner's Big House of Fun.
So earlier when I said that there's nothing that Jed does, it really bothers me. The gross over-sexualization of other male friends in our group.
No, he's a hype man, dude. You got to respect it.
Oh my goodness. I will. For D&D we go to conventions from time to time. And the last time, well, it wasn't the last time I went. There was a time before that. Jed and I ran the show that weekend. And we got a hotel room and we shared the same room. And I remember I was sitting in bed and then the TV was on and Jed was in the other side of the room in his bed. And I'm just sitting there like half paying attention to the TV. I think South Park was on. And I just hear Jed just start like, I hear some voice and I hear Jed like, hoodoo. And I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I'm doing Duolingo or something like that, like Babbel or something.
He was Duolingo.
And then you just like rip like the worst fart I have just ever heard in my life. And like,
Jed's a cartoon character.
he is. That is exactly the best way to describe him. And I swear to God, I had to step outside or like into the bathroom or something to like get away from it. So There's just a lot of things that like Jed's just.
Do what you're good at, man. Don't let him
Defective.
tear you down.
Oh yeah, listen,
No, it's not gonna stop.
I
him.
leaned into this. I leaned into this long ago. I was a super weird kid and like didn't really have very many friends whenever I was real young. And then I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna be that weird kid. That's just who I am.
Jed
That's just-
listened to the episode last week and he's buying more Randy's Slim Jims. Savage. No pun intended.
Yeah.
You're the worst. but yeah, so what content what's your favorite podcast that we do, Jed?
Mine that
Yeah.
we do that I'm like just in general 13
Just in
podcasts.
general that we do. Whether it doesn't have to be a podcast, but like a project. I've always been curious. I know you used to like Video Game Mythos a lot.
Definitely when VGM first dropped, that was my favorite by far. Like without a doubt.
Was it because you had to put also little effort into listening to it because it was so short of episodes?
No, it was like so, and I mean, we've talked about this. Like VGM, it kind of got away from what it was originally supposed to be. But when it first came out, the first like 10, 15, 20 episodes probably, it was the mythos in these video game worlds, and so it was like really cool trivia and like fan theories and stuff like that I had never heard before. Even if I hadn't played the games, like most people know the IP in most of the popular games, you know, like I've never played Zelda, but I know who he is.
911, what's your emergency?
That's a Texas-sized oof.
Oof level maximum. But no, I probably VGM was up there. I'll be honest, I still haven't got around to starting to listen to Final Girl. But that one is probably going to be one of my favorites because I love horror. And then Revelation. Revelation is just so good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's like my baby.
Yeah, those three are probably up there.
When I get
Pretty stoked
nostalgic-
about what I got cooking in the oven, though.
Yeah, I'm also very excited for that.
Yeah.
So
I think it's gonna be fun.
I think you got some dog shit players. No, I'm kidding.
Jess,
Chris, piece of shit. What's up, Chris?
it's all right though. She's got her new knockers, and she's agreed to do some cosplay at the convention for us. So
Utilizing those knockers.
I mean, yeah, she bought them. Why not?
She bought them or you bought them?
She bought them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's why he prefers lube, ladies and gentlemen. Well, congratulations to Jess and her new knockers. That's fantastic for her. I'm glad that she's satisfied. with
That's
those.
great. That's just great.
What do you want me to say? I don't want to be like,
You knew that.
I don't
didn't
think you
that's
get
it.
any
Yeah,
hooter in
I
here.
Yeah.
but I haven't formally congratulated her yet. Oh man. I think D&D was probably going to be mine, but I feel like that's not fair because that's like I literally have to write stories for that. So
I mean, you
it's-
made all of it, so if you picked that as your favorite, it'd be pretty douchey.
yeah, that's fair. That's mine.
So anyway,
Yeah,
That's the-
checks out.
That seems like me. So, I miss Video Game Mythos. I agree. I think it got a little bit away from what the original intended goal was, but like whenever it transitioned from being a show that I was doing to being something that Ryan and I were doing, Ryan took his own spin on it and it went just a whole different direction for the episodes he did. I like to think I stayed more true to like the continued mythology, but there would be episodes where Ryan would just be like, I'm going to make all this stuff up and just talk about it. And I'd be like, I don't understand this. They were still good episodes. Like I'm not shitting on it, but it really wasn't like
He's
the-
just
my
saying
way of
random
doing
words. Mop broom orange.
what was it? The dog lick or cow lick pony something from the last episode we talked about where he was talking about cow and chicken. You don't remember that?
Yes. I just
Yeah.
watched it last night, but I don't remember. what
Yeah,
it was.
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I was promised I didn't have a stroke right there. Like, but no, D&D has such a special place in my heart. It's so fun. There's so many memories, like just thinking back of all the time sitting in rooms and
So many farts.
wishing Josh had showered first and Just so many good memories. A lot of farts. Holy crap. And just like the bathroom was in its own room.
Yeah.
It's in its own room. It's got its own ventilation. Close the door and it still just finds its way in there every time.
So much Little Caesars.
Hey, that's what I had for dinner.
Here come the bathtub farts.
Ooh, get the jars
Get the
out.
jars.
We're making some serious 13 palm trees on my
All right,
Shopify.com.
Jabecki, plug your online store.
I don't have anywhere to sell my art, but you can buy my farts.
Do I get my own category on the website?
Yeah, I'll just
Not
Becky's
safe for work, yeah.
Bathtub farts.
Yeah.
BTF.
Why does
Are you
everything get an
BTF?
acronym?
Are you BTF?
Oh, I hate it here.
Alex, do you have
Hey,
a
how
favorite
are ya?
show?
Favorite show? I mean, I guess I'm kind of partial, but the most show that I've listened to the most would be Final Girl, and then D&D kind of would be a close second. I've listened to a handful of episodes here and there, and I feel a little overwhelmed because there's a lot of episodes, which I know is like a good thing, but I'm like, I'm not sure what to do with my hands here. So I typically stick to Final Girl. I also really like that it's on YouTube as well, so I can kind of, I need visual because I'm, I got that ADHD, so that really helps keep me focused.
When D&D first started, the first 2 episodes we used, I think actually 3 episodes, we had
We
miniatures.
didn't we?
We
Yeah.
did. We had miniatures and like boards and stuff, and then like,
We tried to record the table because remember Ryan had his cradle for his iPhone?
oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
that didn't go anywhere. That
No.
was a miserable.
Well, we
idea.
Well, I mean,
realized
yeah.
the files were going to be like super big.
Oh my god,
and we
yeah,
didn't
they're
have
enormous.
we didn't have the software to edit it properly. And at that time, we were literally just starting out, and we had Michael had just bought all of the
Michael!
microphones and headphones and all of the recording equipment, and I don't think he was really wanting to drop another like grand on video editing software.
Well,
So,
I will say for D&D, I think that is better as a podcast, like for that medium.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
just personal
we all look
preference.
terrible.
Yeah, you're terrible. You're the worst. No, I just think like using your imagination in that sense, it's just like it almost feels like more of an audiobook where it's,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think that outlet is better. Just me
Mhm.
personally, I like having the video to go with the audio. That's just, but not for D&D, for Final Girl.
Well, that was originally one of the ideas that took away from why we stopped using the tabletops, was because I didn't want to get into a situation where I was like, this piece here or something like that, and just have it be purely me explaining things, so that way it would come across that way to the listeners
Right.
as well. Because even if there were a video, the audio version of the podcast is still, in my opinion, what the original intent was for.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to focus on. So it's it's been a challenge to come up with words. Sometimes I reuse the same word a lot.
What?
Like,
no.
and,
Traverse.
Oh, that was on the
Traverse.
last episode. Yes.
No way.
I hate you, Jed.
They make this thing called a thesaurus.
Yeah, I'm not pulling that out in
Listen,
the middle of
all right, we get it. You like paleontology. Okay. To each their own.
Oh, I
Seen
will say I
Jurassic
do. I
Park.
do really enjoy Daniel's channel, like all his video game content and spooky playthroughs and stuff. I don't know. I was fixated on the podcast aspect of it, but I feel like I forget we're more than just a podcast. So
well, you're right. Well, that's why I was asking their favorite like content creator, I guess I could say, like under the banner. But
The best part about Party Blighter is that he's at that age now where like him playing horror games, it's like at any moment that should just be the last video that gets up.
Yes.
no.
I'm just waiting on the TikTok where something
like-
scares him and he's just
There was a reel from this past week that was like that. I was like, you got him good.
every time you see him get scared, it's just like
just
kind
wait,
of see the color drain out of his
wait for the
face.
Discord post, guys. This week we're gonna be recording this video. It never gets uploaded. Daniel's silent for like.
Listen, I watched him eat plates full of ranch dressing long enough to know that boy's heart ain't in good shape.
Dude, I loved. I ate that shit like candy. Whenever Josh and Daniel lived with you, it was the best thing for me, like ever. Because, like, literally I would, like, talk to Daniel who'd be like, motherfucking Josh doesn't do anything around the house. He's just a lazy piece of shit. And then, like, 5 seconds later, Josh would be like, motherfucking Daniel
Goddamn,
doesn't do
you're so fucking stupid.
And then, like,
He thinks I'm going to clean up after him.
Jess and you would both text me and be like, God, Josh and Daniel are so fucking lazy. They don't do anything around the house. And I was just like, I just like that they're not here anymore. I would literally rather deal with children than them. And I do. And
I don't know,
regret
man.
that
We
decision.
had some sick ass nights because I put 2 TVs in the living room, 2 flat screens in the living room, and I'd get my computer out and we'd play Fortnite, and just the 3 of us would squat up and play Fortnite in the living room. Jess would get so mad. But then she realized that like she could join in on the fun because she doesn't really game much. She's not super good at games. So she would just sit back there. This girl would go make herself a drink and get a snack and go sit on the couch and just wait until one of us would die, and then would just be like, wow, you suck. That was terrible.
Yeah.
And would just talk shit from the back. Dude, Josh would get so fucking mad.
I was going to say, Josh.
So
that would-
fucking mad.
Yeah.
Because you know how Josh is. Like, somebody would kill him, and he'd be like, oh my God, I headshotted him 4 times, and the game just killed me. And Jess would be like, you missed by like 2 feet. Like, I watched you. And he'd just shut up. He would storm off to his room all the time. It was great.
That's a classic Josh thing.
It's classic Jess, too.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I remember like talking about those nights with them, and then it's like Josh would, like, classic Josh being like in the middle of the story, and in the back of my head I'm like, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. But I do that with everyone. I'm like, you're a fucking liar. So anytime Jed talks, you're a fucking fat piece of shit.
Doesn't work.
I'm
Doesn't
gonna
work
use
like
it though. If it actually worked, I wouldn't do it because
That's fair.
I'd just get my ass beat right on camera. Do you want to see me get my ass beat?
New content idea?
$200 a month Patreon content.
Where's my wallet?
It's in your suit of armor at home.
Yeah, he didn't say $1,300. He said $200.
You just untape it from your mannequin.
Shut up, Michael. You got more statues than me? You can't talk shit.
That's fair. I don't tape my money to them though.
Mm.
Jabeki, what about you?
What about me?
What do you like to? What content ingestion do you like?
Outside of the bathtub.
Outside of the bathtub. Okay.
No, that's
Drink
not
it.
ingestion.
She
Ouch.
farts
Not
in the
in.
bathwater and then drinks the bathwater.
Wait a second.
No, you gotta fart in the bathwater for the air to go up to the jar. Like that's
Yeah.
You
I
don't
mean, I
want to
get
like
that.
you want to escape.
After she
Yeah.
traps it, then she drinks the bathwater.
Like making
No.
tea.
No.
Exactly.
People tea?
Yeah.
Ew.
Bone apple
People
teeth.
tea.
Isn't that
Ass
what bats
tea.
are?
A little bit of ass tea.
That's ass.
That's how you get pink eye, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Content. I haven't listened to a lot because I'm new here,
Wow.
and I also
That's
Oh,
our
have.
that's
social
great.
media man.
It's okay. I've been here a
Wow.
long time, and I also haven't listened to it.
That made me feel so much better. Thank you. No, my attention span is shit. So I really like the short episodes of Video Game Mythos.
Fair.
Yep. I've listened to a few of the. I really like horror movies, so
Mm.
I've listened to a few of Final Girl episodes. Those are good. And I've watched a lot of Daniel's stuff because YouTube's easy to put on while I work and stuff. So
I think we need to re-release the one-shots. And
We have
also,
been.
we
if you
definitely
pay fucking attention.
need to record
Oh!
more one-shots.
I agree.
And shorter one-shots. Because we always get together and we're like, we're going to do a one-shot. It's gonna be so... And then it's like 4 hours long.
They're always that long
Yeah.
because no one can stay focused. So
Our one-shot needs to just be one fight, just one battle, one person that we fight, and it'll still take us 2 hours.
yeah. Last time we recorded, I showed up and pissed myself, and then that was like two
Wait
and a
a
half
second.
hours of content there.
What?
So-
Could you please
Did we not
elaborate?
talk about this in the
No.
last episode? Oh
No.
my God.
You weren't even at Panera.
Thank
Bread,
God.
dude.
I'm
Come
so
on.
glad that he brought it up, so now I can talk about it. So listen,
I'm not ashamed.
we're in here, right, and we're doing the one shot, and so
what's a one shot?
they call them other
It's
things
a
like
miniature
one-page
D&D.
dungeons.
Oh,
I
okay.
think is
Okay.
what they like
Same
to
page.
call them.
Okay.
Yeah, so we decided to call them one shots because they were originally like a drinking game.
Okay.
And I guess they still are. We just haven't done a traditional one shot in a long time. But so we wanted to get together, do a one shot, and record for the new show because we had some people who were new to being behind the mic.
It's a chemistry test.
And we had some people who were new to D&D, and so it was like we wanted to see how everybody did, how the DM did, how everything went. Just trial run. So Michael is like, "Hey, grab some Red Bulls. I got a bottle of vodka here. I'm ready to get fucked up." So I'm like,
It's not how
"Okay,
that happened, but that's fine.
that is."
I was like, I'm gonna have a couple drinks. So,
You told me that you were gonna get,
but
fucked up.
that's probably what I said. But I haven't been drunk in years.
So
You were drunk yesterday. I saw you.
I don't know about that.
on Wednesday.
It's not real.
Damn. so Michael has a couple drinks, right? And all of us are drinking. We're all playing. The one shot that we played was super fun.
Was good. It was really
So shout out to Chris. It was awesome.
fun. Fuck you, Chris.
Fuck you, Chris. This is my friend Chris. Fuck you, Chris. But so Michael gets up and goes to the bathroom, and he comes back and he sits down. And he's already sat down at this point, and none of us are really paying attention. And he's already sat down, and he's like, "Man, don't you just hate it when you go take a piss, and it's like you think you're done, and then you put your dick back in your pants, and there's like a little bit left, and it dribbles out."
I feel like you're not telling the story right.
Oh, I definitely am. And we were like, "Yeah, that's the worst." And then like he just kept bringing it back up, like he just kept mentioning
Dude,
it
this will not
over
happen.
and over and over again. And finally, Chris, our DM, was like, "Michael, do you need to tell us something? Like, are you all right?" And he's like, "I'm fine. I didn't piss myself." And so we're like,
wait a minute.
We're like, what? So he got up, right? And he like turned his back and he got up and like went to the bathroom. And he's like, "Yeah, this is pretty bad. I can't hide this." And we were just like, "What are you talking about?" And he comes walking out. And I mean, it was just
You're not cool unless you pee in your pants.
like he tried to wash it off, which made it so much worse.
Yep.
But in
I
our
wasn't
minds,
just gonna sit there with like soiled pants. Like I had to like, at least like rinse it out.
in our minds, because we're all like 5 or 6 drinks deep. In our minds, he just unleashed Niagara Falls
Oh,
in his drawers, and so we're just fucking dying.
Oh,
old
So-
grandpa over here.
The actual problem was that my zipper wasn't down all the way, and I had nicked the zipper, and it just like when the stream hit the edge of the zipper, it just hit the hole in the zipper and just like
hate when that happens.
dispersed. Yeah, I'm sure. Bet Becky's got a shiwi, so
A she.
I always knew.
like a very small Chihuahua.
Yeah.
no, it's like the little
It
cup.
barks a lot. Little yippy
Oh my
thing.
God.
So I'll stop. I'll go home. I'll see you later.
Becky, quit peeing on your dog.
The giblets.
Your giblets. Oh,
Not
no.
my giblets.
Anyway, that's why we call her Joe Becky.
It's Jibbecky now.
Ugh.
Oh man, yeah, that is just from the guy that wasn't hammered. That's not at all how that story went down.
Yeah, anyway, Peach Pants
the
got it.
point. No, I'm not denying that. I literally said I did that. Like that was the point of the story. But yeah, I did that, and there was a lot of awkward. I eventually
For
like
you.
like Jed said, I did eventually get to the point where I was just like, yeah, look at this. Like I'm done hiding this.
Look at my wet dick.
Okay,
Whoa.
that did not
Whoa.
happen either.
That's exactly how it happened.
Whoa.
So Jed may have been a little more drunk than he's letting on.
I
that
was the
night.
driver. I didn't drink at all that night.
All right. Fuck you, Chris. No, it was a fun session though.
It was very fun.
It was good. Chris is
very
a good DM. I'm excited to see what Sarah brings us. Don't let the fire die, Chris. Bring us continued good content. So
I don't think it'll be a problem for Chris and part of the reason I asked him to be the DM is that he's DM'd other campaigns that have lasted multiple years.
Hmm.
And I know he's had one that's been going on for like 6 or 7 years.
I can't imagine liking something enough to do it that long.
Well, it's a continued story. It does get better.
I'll be sure to let Angelo know that.
Oh!
Oof. Damn.
It doesn't take that long.
I also heard that about Angelo. So. Speaking of, there's another. I'm probably going to record it, so there might be a one shot coming soon. It's very D&D tangential. Do you remember the first time you ever played D&D, Jed?
Yeah.
You remember your character? You don't have to talk about it, but do you remember it?
Yeah.
your big flamboyant dragonborn, Samash.
Shamash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you remember Levi,
Yeah.
and Levi is wanting to DM a Quiet Year run with us. And do you know what the Quiet Year is?
You're gonna tell me.
It's not anything like Mind Goblins, I can tell you that. But Quiet Year essentially is like a D&D.
Michael, what are mind goblins?
It's not fun when you do that. So the Quiet Year is like a D&D tangential. It's like a pre-D&D campaign. There's a deck of cards. Somewhere in the deck of cards is like the King of Winter, I think it is. And whenever you pull that card, it's over. But essentially, every card has a different world building mechanic. And you start with like a central story, and then you lead up to the point where you start playing, and then you pull the deck of cards. So it's like there's these three races of people, and these people had battles, and they didn't like each other, and they split into this, and now the world is this way. And then you start. So that's just a really bad example. So then like every card that you pull, everyone gets to take the turn on that card to add a mechanic or whatever that card says into the world. So then you build the world the way that each person wants on their turns. And there's like huge implications, and the cards can be anything from like terrain to how the people act to economy, education, stuff like that. And then at the end, when you draw the King of Winter, the D&D campaign starts with that world. So we are going to be doing, hopefully this Saturday, I'm trying to get people together to do a run of A Quiet Year with Levi, wants to DM it for us. So something that we might be able to get recorded and put out for everyone. So if that sounds interesting to people listening. So
He'll be remote. Yeah.
yeah, he lives in
through
Texas,
Discord.
so, and he's not really involved in all the stuff that we do. He listens to D&D occasionally, but
Same.
not yeah, he's actually probably more involved than Jed is, honestly.
More involved.
Be better.
I hate you, you fat ass.
Also, I want you to know that I heard almost none of that.
He just phased out. I saw him.
He
He
I
ghosted
went
you.
somewhere and I came back when you were like I don't know if you saw me smile while you were explaining it, but it's because I realized that I was just somewhere else.
Well, lucky for you, I was not talking to you. I was talking to I'm aware that you don't pay attention when anyone talks. Like literally 90% of the conversations you have with Jed, he'll say something and then pause and then wait for you to talk. And then whenever you talk, he's just like, and as soon as he hears a pause, he's like, yeah, so anyway, and then it starts talking again. He did that on a phone call to me earlier. So, jackass. Oh my goodness. So any upcoming things or any other big topics that we should make people aware of? I don't really think there's anything crazy. We're going to aim to have some other people on the show here. Obviously, we still have other hosts of other podcasts and other people that are still doing some stuff around. But the idea, remember, of the show is to just keep a rotating cast, bring more people in.
This isn't my podcast?
Huh?
I thought this was my podcast.
If you'd like to take ownership of it, sure.
I don't want to do any work. I want to
Nice.
be like Jed.
Jed. Well, Jed pays for everything.
I don't want to be like
Ooh.
Jed.
It's actually not true. I pay for most things. Every time
I'll
I
just
said
stick
earlier,
to making
whatever,
social media posts.
anytime there's anything I don't feel like pay for, I'm like, hey, Jed, we need this for the studio. Hence these new headphones that they're both wearing. So,
Hey, thanks, Jed.
Pretty comfy.
I'd
They
wear
look
them.
really comfortable.
yeah,
You're
they're
wearing a
way more
pair.
comfortable than
No,
those.
they're
No, those.
Ours are the nicer version compared to theirs.
But for some reason, those are on sale for less.
They're
than
less
these
money,
are.
yeah.
I don't understand it. Who cares?
Mhm.
So check out our online store if you haven't. You can get cool shirts like the Shut Up Jed shirt, which, trust me, I've wanted to say about 80 times this episode.
I don't think you said it once.
What's I don't have to. It's on my
It's on
clothing.
That is
shirt.
true. It's
Okay.
And it could be on
permanent.
your clothing too.
That's a
right.
permanent buff that you just.
All right.
If you're getting this episode on Patreon for early release, you may even have a discount code for the store. So yeah, that's one of the perks that we have on our Patreon, along with the Sticker of the Month
The
Club.
Sticker of the Month Club is a good one
I
because you
like-
get the discount for the store, you get stickers, you get this podcast. It's good.
I like.
Gobble these nuts.
Got him. You forgot the mind part, but that's fine. This is why we don't let Jed run it.
Is that what you were thinking about the whole time
I
he was
think maybe that's
explaining
where
it?
my head
Yes,
was.
I
I'm not
think it
sure.
was.
I had to gobble on testicles.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Did I nail that?
Comedic genius.
Jed's over here like nailed it. And everyone's like, what's he talking about? Oh man. But check out the store. All the proceeds from that go to really whoever's content you're buying for. So if you buy stuff from Angelo's streaming stuff, we're not keeping that cash. That goes right into his pocket. If we buy stuff from the Party B, that goes into his pocket. Maybe eventually we'll get some Collex Bennett stuff up there if I could ever get this little doucher.
Coming to a theater near you. Collects Bennett merchandise.
But
Put your little stickers on there.
Hey, you get if
Throw
I don't
stickers.
know I do have some if you do subscribe, like
Yeah.
to the Patreon. So
The,
that is in there.
the Sticker of the Month
And
Club,
there's there's pens.
maybe
Fuck.
we'll give those away to like a new subscriber.
There's only 5 of them.
I know.
You better
maybe
get 'em
maybe you
quick.
better maybe you better be new. Are you new enough? Are you turtly enough? Turtle Club. Sorry, I saw Jed's head and I couldn't help myself.
Heard that in years.
But yeah, if you like the show, if you like other shows on the network, you want early stuff, you want bonus stuff, you want stickers, you want all that, check us out on patreon.com/13palmtrees. There's a lot of stuff over there, including the discounts like we talked about, but more importantly, that goes to helping us pay our bills, which is dope because this place is not free, which would be dope if it is, but welcome to America. So, yeah, donate to the show and you get cool perks. If not, we just appreciate you guys listening. But if there's anything that you partake in of us and you would think that'd be cool for the Patreon, let us know, because we're always looking for ways to like increase the offerings we can for the the money that we get. And if it's low effort and won't financially bankrupt us, we'll at least consider it. And I can't stress the low effort part enough because I have to deal with him. So, he's trash.
I was just thinking we could have a premium Patreon tier where
You say there's a game night in the lobby, I'm gonna chuck this water bottle at you.
No, I was gonna say we could have a premium tier where it's just all of the shows that I'm in re-released just without me in them. Just my line is just cut out.
Just
You know,
like-
Not replaced.
No,
just
not
cut
replaced.
out.
Just not there. Just all the times that I'm talking, it's just dead space, or it's just elevator music.
Well, I was gonna say we'd probably have to pay Daniel a lot to get that done.
Oh, I
but
think you do that
I was
for
gonna
free.
say I don't think that would not be an expense. He might be like, guys, I will pay you to let me do.
He will
this."
automate that process and just everything from now on.
I've never seen Daniel be more efficient in my life. We're gonna ask him, and he's like, already done.
And the Grinch's heart grew 3 times that day.
Oh, but if you're out there and you're wondering how you can support us, I like to say Patreon, I like to say buy merch, but honestly, the best thing you can do for us is just tell a friend to listen to the show. If you have the ability to leave a review on the podcast that you're listening to, or any of the content that you are ingesting, whether it be comments on YouTube channels or reviews on podcasts,
Sharing social media posts goes a long way too.
yes, help us use the algorithms, because if you're a small business and you're on social media, you automatically get fucked by the algorithm. So help us overcome the fuckery.
Unless you're Ryan, because nothing fucks you.
Oh my god.
That's an Alaska size.
Love you, Ryan.
I was going to say shut up, Jed, but that was a good one.
Can't even do it.
Let me cover it up here real quick. But thank you for those of you who are listening. Thank you especially to those who support us on Patreon. Currently, we have a good number of people who support us. I'm going to go down through the list here so I can give you a shout out.
Oh shit.
I don't have it up. I think I just know these people. Hope I don't miss anyone. There's me. There's Jabecki. There is Corey Thompson. There's Megan Prater. There's David,
P.
who I think he prefers Alex, right? Your friend?
I think he prefers Dave.
Dave. So he hates being called Dave. I get it. To quote him, vintage Jed. So there's 5. There's 11 of them bastards, I think. Probably shouldn't call our Patreon supporters bastards.
They
on the show. We have Hunter Guire.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's a cool
Hey.
one. He's been a supporter for a long time. Jason Schaefer. He only donates $1. You stingy shit.
Come on, Jason. Fuck.
He's about to have a baby, so I'll cut him some
It's
slack.
only like one Macho Man Randy Savage Slim Jim. Jeez.
I don't even think you can get one of those for $1 anymore.
Yeah,
Can
it's like
you?
$1.06.
Can't if you
Eggs.
just take it.
Inflation is
Eggs.
such a bitch. I'm gonna see if I can find it here. Justin Robinson, there's one. And yeah, that's all I can really remember. Right now.
Yep, that's-
It's not loading. I'm sorry.
Next, maybe you.
Next could be you, might not be you. I would like it if it was you. Jabecki sub just so she could watch the UTS. And we
Does sound
appreciate
like
that.
UTI.
That,
It
right,
does,
thank
yeah.
you.
It's UTS.
I wasn't
Can you
that
not
far
do that? Why is it so hard just to just
Abbreviate
assume?
everything.
Yeah,
Not
that's
everything needs an acronym, Mr. Cybersecurity.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mike.
All right, so I missed Roger.
Roger.
Right.
Hey.
Thanks, Roger,
Hey.
and Mitch as well. Mitch Shaw. A lot of those people, we have more $10 patrons than we do of anything else. So
Whoa.
that's dope. And I think, and Ryan Turner, but I got that earlier. I gave him a shout out. So shout out to all those Patreon supporters. That's really cool of all of you guys to donate money. We like what we do. We'd like to keep doing it, and we'd like to do bigger and better things. And that your financial support helps us do that. So I have rambled on for far too long, and I think we should wrap it up. Anything else you guys want to hit on?
I'm not selling my bathtub farts.
Yeah.
I just need to.
We're gonna lose subscribers. Alex, got any final words for our audience?
Nope.
All right, check out Collects Bennett on YouTube. Are there any other socials people can follow you on if they want to see more of your stuff? Because I know you got cosplay, you got all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
if you go, I try to regularly upload to Instagram and YouTube mostly. I don't use Twitter or anything else. So
Twitter's trash.
I'm like
Twitter's
95 as far as it comes to using the internet. So
He do be old. He's
it's
old.
true.
Goes to bed at like 8:30.
9 p.m.
You
bowl
and
of
Al
oatmeal
Gore
in the morning.
invented it.
No way. I thought Bill Clinton did.
Jed's behind. Just give him this. Jed's literally the Internet Explorer of human beings. Which, Al Gore probably invented too. So.
Oh.
Fair.
Jed, any final words? Jabecki, do you have anything other than I don't sell my farts on the
Nah, I
internet?
covered it. That's it. That's all she.
That's it. No.
Yeah, I do sell my bathtub farts. You can find them. No, I don't think so. Lube your dick. Try it. It's great.
He did say we were going to come back to that. So,
Yeah.
I respect him
taken.
for being consistent.
That's about all.
I don't
you
like
can
it. I don't
respect
like
him
it,
for.
but I do respect it.
Well, I wish I could convince you guys to come back, but after that, I don't think you are. Thanks for those of you who were supporting us that are getting ready to cancel your subscriptions.
Right now.
Appreciate that. And until next time, we'll be back next month with another episode of Under the Shade. And thank you for listening again. We'll have a new cast. Hopefully Jed won't be on the next one. We'll have more people that you probably will hate. So I'm really sorry about that in advance. I'll try not to be here next time either. So we'll get Daniel and Ryan back on. Maybe think we can get Wilfong in the studio.
No.
You could just set a mic up at his house, maybe run a cable here or something.
He's got great equipment. He just doesn't.
We'll just
know
get a
how to
really
use it.
long piece of string,
Tin can.
2
I like
cups,
it. Yep.
and just
Yeah, that totally works.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a good one.
Man, camping down with Dave, man, dude. Yeah, Dave, what that frame gon' do? Bought a 6-pack for 3 days. Crazy motherfucker, stay out of my way. Yo, Dave, I'm gonna pull the trigger. You know that your wife doesn't like it when we say certain words. You only speak the truth. Yeah. Dude, you're gonna suck as a dad. Wait, this motherfucker stinks. Crazy motherfucker, stay out of my way. Dave Man Do. Dave Man Do. Remix.com. Man, camping down with Dave Man Do. Said Dave, what that frame gon' do? Bought a 6-pack for 3 days. Crazy motherfucker.